USA's World War III Doomsday plane. I've never seen a video on a Doomsday plane before. I'm looking forward to jumping into this one. Before we do, around like 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. If you are one of those people, I appreciate if you can hit that subscribe button down below. Yeah, let's jump into this and check this out, man.
How does the United States exercise its control over its nuclear and other strategic forces in a crisis that could happen quickly and take many forms?
Right.
2 words, Doomsday plane. The E-6B Mercury has been called the Pentagon's deadliest aircraft, even though it doesn't carry any weapons. Sounds impossible. US scientists...
Isn't the Doomsday plane the plane that would like keep the president and like important people in the air for a very long time whilst like the war plans are? Is that... I know we're going to find out what the plane is, but that's what I'm thinking the plane is.
And engineers have demonstrated time and time again that impossible is simply another word for challenge. And that's a word the US military never backs down from. America has developed a highly advanced backup system of airborne command and control known as the National Emergency Airborne Command Post, NEACP. This is a fleet of aircraft that are based on commercial airliners such as the Boeing 707 and 747. These are then stripped out and radically modified to include high-tech communications, tracking, and intelligence gathering equipment.
Yo, that would be so like badass. I wonder if we get to see like the inside of one. I don't know if you'll be... I got a feeling it's going to be like classified kind of stuff, so I don't think we are, but that would be so cool to have a look inside of one.
They can take to the air and operate for hours, days if necessary, and provide a vast range of global communications capability in the event of a fast-moving crisis. Some have the capacity to pass on orders to launch nuclear missiles and even to independently launch the missiles themselves.
What?
These aircraft have, somewhat melodramatically, been nicknamed the Doomsday planes. But how are these planes different?
Bro, so you're telling me these Doomsday planes can do this, right? But on normal planes, we're struggling to get internet connection.
Different from standard military aircraft.
What?
There are several types of airborne command and control aircraft that provide emergency coverage in a crisis.
They're cool
all
looking.
With slightly different levels and types of capability. Air Force One is the President of the United States' personal jet.
Right, is this... Oh, personal jet? Okay, so this isn't the plane that will keep the president in the air for a while then.
It is fitted with a range of highly classified defense and communications gear, allowing the president and his key staff to be moved quickly and safely away from the crisis area, while still remaining fully in charge of developing situations and able to authorize all necessary government military actions. It also has a reputation for its great food. The E-4B Night Watch.
Hey, that's a bonus, bro. Great food on the plane as well. Well, I was going to say sign me up, but I'm not the president.
Has more command and control capabilities than Air Force One. It supports the President and Secretary of Defense and operates around 42 separate communications systems and allows them to conduct the full spectrum of military operations. It's been designed to be able to withstand a nuclear war environment and with in-flight refueling can be in the air for days.
Yo, this is mad, bro. I thought when we were saying Doomsday plane, it was going to be like one badass plane. I didn't know there's like a whole like selection of them.
3 AWACS Sentry is an early warning and control aircraft that provides a real-time picture of the battle space before and during a conflict, particularly including the movements of hostile aircraft hundreds of miles away. It's worth noting that, to the best of our knowledge, only one other nuclear-capable state operates a similar airborne command and control concept. The Russian Air Force operates, or it might now be operated, as the reliability and maintenance state of Russian aircraft is rarely clear, an Ilyushin Il-80 command and control aircraft with a broadly similar function to the E-4B. It probably qualifies as a Doomsday aircraft. The Il-80 came into service in the 1980s and may have reached or passed its natural shelf life. The Russians are understood to be planning a replacement based on the Ilyushin Il-96 airliner. But our particular interest today is the E-6B Mercury. It has the capabilities of Air Force One and the E-4B, but has one further extra special feature. It can independently launch ballistic missiles from US Navy nuclear submarines. Let's dig into the details of this fascinating aircraft.
Wait, so like these planes are literally designed if there was like a nuclear war and they've got to be in the sky, so they're protected, right? And then they can control the war from being in the sky. Bro, this is mad. Bro, they got everything like planned out, man.
The fleet of E-6B Mercury aircraft is the current generation of American Military Airborne Command Post. It was commissioned in the late 1980s as a replacement for its predecessor, the EC-130Q, which was a modified communications variant of the robust and flexible, but aging, C-130 Hercules transport aircraft. The EC-130Q had been operational in this role between 1963 and 1993, which is a long time for a critical, high-tech piece of strategic security infrastructure.
Right.
The E-6 Model A was based on a modified Boeing 707-300 airframe. Production of the aircraft began at the Renton Boeing factory in December 1986, and the US Navy began putting it through trials from July 1988. It entered operational service in August 1989, right at the end of the Cold War. It has two roles. The first was similar to its predecessor, with a concept of TACAMO, take charge and move out. TACAMO meant the aircraft needed to be able to survive a nuclear warfare environment and provide critical encrypted communications between the key American decision makers.
This is low-key getting me a little bit scared, bro. How they're so planned out for a nuclear war, man. Like, is World War III on the bro, is that gonna happen or something? Bro, because, hey, America, well, it's America being America. America, they have everything planned out. Their military is crazy, bro.
The president, vice president, and between the key American decision makers, such as the president, vice president, and secretary of defense. The E-6 provides the airborne element of the TACAMO system. The second role is to act as an airborne strategic command post. The E-6 is fitted with an airborne launch control system, ALCS. This allows it to directly launch intercontinental ballistic missiles.
What?
The E-6B is therefore designed to provide command and control of US nuclear forces in the event of a crisis, particularly if control from the ground was lost. The capabilities of the E-6 were designed to mirror those of the land-based command systems, hence the term looking glass or Operation Looking Glass given to the aircraft mission. This means that if the Global Operations Center at Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska went down for any reason, the Looking Glass mission would seamlessly and instantly replace any lost command and control capacity. In its TACAMO role, it's designed to be as independent as possible, to avoid being reliant on other forces, units, or systems that might be taken out.
Right, this is interesting, right? The fact that they got all these planes for these different reasons, just in case like something happened with America, right? But like, wouldn't it be better to have them as ships? Or, America's probably got the ship's equivalent as well, like the same, you know what I mean? But like, I'm thinking like, wouldn't submarines be a little bit better? Because like planes, you're gonna have to refuel and stuff and stay up in the sky. With submarines, you're kind of like already on the ground. Like, well, you're in the water, right? You know what I mean?
In the worst case, then, this is where an American president would be located during the first hours of a nuclear war, together with a selection of generals, intelligence analysts, and political advisors. This is why people tend to get a bit jumpy when they see these Doomsday aircraft taking off or in the air.
Oh my God, imagine!
On September 11, 2001, an E-4 was reportedly spotted circling over the White House. This triggered concern and conspiracy theories in equal amounts. 16 E-6 aircraft were produced and delivered between 1988 and 1992. The fleet of aircraft is based at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma and divided into 3 separate squadrons: VQ-3 Ironmen, VQ-4 Shadows, and VQ-7 Roughnecks. VQ-3 and VQ-4 are operational squadrons, while VQ-7 is the fleet replacement squadron in case of damages and losses. It provides for the training of the aircrew. The VQ-3 squadron was the first to receive the E-6, with VQ-4 receiving its aircraft in January 1991. The fleet can also operate on the West Coast, at Travis Air Force Base, and on the East Coast at Patuxent River in Maryland. In autumn 1991...
What, just on a river? There's no base here. It's literally just a river. You just gotta land in the river and stuff. What's your planes?
At the request of the Navy, the name of the E-6 family was changed from Hermes, the Greek god of trade, to Mercury, the Roman god of commerce, communication, and travel. The E-6 has a normal crew size of 22, although this depends on the mission. It has a maximum speed of 610 miles per hour and a flight range of 7,600 miles. It can operate at an altitude of 40...
Wait. A flight range of what?
And a flight range of 7,600 miles.
What would be a flight range of like a normal plane? Like a commercial plane? 7,000 miles? So like, that's without refueling, right? Bro.
It can operate at an altitude of 40,000 feet and is fitted for in-flight refueling. It can fly for 10 hours with no refueling, for 28 hours with 1 refueling, and up to 72 hours, i.e. 3 days, with multiple refuelings. It cannot fly much longer than this, as many aspects of key maintenance can only be performed on land. Inevitably, with such a complex piece of equipment, the rapid speed of communication technology and the development...
I thought it would be able to fly longer without a fueling than 10 hours. 10 hours seems a little bit short.
Requirements of the military, a large program of modifications was initiated. This took the E-6A and upgraded it to a new model, the E-6B. This was a major reworking of the battle staff area, the flight deck, and other equipment. A new next-generation cockpit system was added to improve situational awareness. As the E-6B now took on its dual role, it soon became clear that there was less scope to train new crew on the job in the aircraft during missions. To improve the capacity to train crew members, the British Royal Air Force sold an E-3D Sentry aircraft back to America. It was refitted in order to recreate the communications equipment and environment within the E-6. This then allowed ground-based training to take place without encroaching on the requirements of operational missions.
I wonder if we have our own Doomsday planes. I've never heard of like UK Doomsday plane. I've obviously heard of the American one, but I've never seen it before. I just thought it was one plane. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know it was this whole entire selection. This is mad.
The first E-6B was delivered in December 1997, and the upgrading was completed for all aircraft by December 2006. Like many of the airborne command and control aircraft, the E-6 is hardened to protect itself from the electromagnetic pulse, EMP, that's generated following a nuclear detonation, or a lightning strike or a solar storm. The EMP is a sudden and powerful burst of electromagnetic energy that can knock out radio, communications equipment, electrical networks, computers, and electronic gear, potentially over hundreds of miles. The aircraft is also protected against cyber attack. To keep the fleet flying and up to date, regular modernization and maintenance activities are crucial, particularly as the airframe gets older. But why is it crucial for the US?
Bro, I'm actually finding this crazy right now, right? That there's so many American Doomsday planes. Because, yeah, let's say World War III happened. I feel like America wouldn't need the planes. Because you guys would be fine. Like, I've seen quite a lot of US military videos, right? And what I'm trying to say is, like, with your location and positioning and stuff, I highly doubt you're going to be attacked like that, like your mainland, you know what I mean? But then again, if it's nuclear, I don't know what kind of defense you have for nuclear. Like, if you do get hit by nuclear bombs, then sure, right, the Doomsday planes will be good. Hey, listen, it's America being America. They're prepared for it. They're prepared for the worst. They're prepared for everything.
To have a Doomsday plane, what are some of the actual threats waiting on the horizon? There are many security threats in the world at present.
Oh, wait. Is this literally about to say what I was just on about? Is this going on why they have them?
Frame gets older. But why is it crucial for the US to have a Doomsday plane? What are some of the actual threats waiting on the horizon? There are many security threats in the world at present. China is threatening Taiwan, and Russian forces have thrust deep into Ukraine. Global terrorist organizations such as Islamic State and Al-Qaeda continue to pose serious threats to American and Western assets and governments, and the risk of a nuclear exchange has not receded. Russian President Vladimir Putin, as the Russian army struggles and suffers mightily in Ukraine, has several times made intentionally vague references to his nuclear forces. In June 2023, Russia deployed tactical nuclear weapons into Belarus, right up against the NATO members of Poland and the Baltic states. The world is ever more dangerous. In July 2023, President Joe Biden stressed that the threat from Russian nuclear weapons is real. The Boeing 707 airframe is old. It came into service in the late 1950s. The E-6 itself came into service at the end of the 1980s. There are perhaps only so many upgrades that can be squeezed in. Regular maintenance is essential, and stress corrosion cracks have been detected during routine checkups of the E-6. Other inevitable risks include wear and tear on engines, metal fatigue, and obsolescence of parts. A $110 million modification program recently awarded to Northrop Grumman will enhance the performance of the command and control capabilities. But
$110 million like upgrade? Bro, that better be a juicy ass upgrade, man.
Like all military procurement processes, one system comes to an end and another is conceived. As the E-6 system begins to come to the natural end of its life, there's much debate about what a replacement system should look like. It's crucial that any new system is introduced in a timely manner to allow an overlap in capability. The role
Right,
of the
makes
E6B
sense.
and its successors is very much a no-fail mission. The US Air Force is now understood to be looking at replacing 3 aircraft systems, the E4, the C-32, and the E6, in one combined program known as NEAT. But nothing is clear yet. It should not be automatically assumed that the replacement concept for the E6 will be a similar Boeing-based air system.
Yo, imagine you actually see these planes flying in the sky, bro. I see why you'd be scared. You see these planes, the Doomsday, like if you've done your research and you know what the planes are and you see them in the sky, you could be like, yo, what on earth is going on, bro? I'm getting a bunker. I'm going to my bunker. Adios, man.
Will be a similar Boeing-based air system. Other possibilities might emerge as America analyzes what type of threats it might face over the next 30 years, and Congress considers what budget and priorities can be allocated to the military if it's decided that an airborne command and control role is still necessary in the 2020s and beyond. Technology, capabilities, and demands have increased. Types of threat have diversified. The potential global battle spaces have become more complex, and the demands on aircraft and crew have increased. Perhaps remote piloted aircraft might provide a solution. Could they take on part or all of the mission requirement? Maybe the capabilities and roles of E4 and E6 aircraft could be merged into one system, or even fitted into the C-32 version of the Boeing 757 intercontinental liner.
Oh my God, can you imagine the next Doomsday plane that they do? Bro, whatever it will be even more badass, man. Like, it'll actually be sick.
Other reports suggest that a version of the C-130, the C-130J Super Hercules, might be used for testing new systems for the TACAMO role. Inevitably, most of the debate and decisions will be shrouded in secrecy. But one thing is clear. The ability to know what's going on and to be able to communicate and to respond in a complex and fast-developing crisis is absolutely crucial for the United States and her allies.
I really want to see, like, inside of one of these. Like, badly. I know it will probably be, like, most likely classified and stuff, but I really want to see inside, bro. I think it'd be so cool looking.
For the best part of 40 years, the E-6 Mercury squadrons have been a vital part of America's command and control system, ready to respond to major national and global crises, up to and including nuclear war. The E-6 provides a backup in the event that normal land-based command and control systems have been rendered ineffective. Its dual-role capability to provide survivable communications and to act as an airborne command post gives it unique global flexibility and capability. For reasons of national security, the US government is loath to acknowledge the existence and activities of the E-6, and rarely talks in any sort of detail about the capabilities and role of the E-6 and the other Doomsday aircraft. Now in 2023, the commanders and crews of the E-6 Mercury continue to train and prepare for something they must surely hope they never have to do: to launch an LGM-30G Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile. It's a curious thought to ponder, that the E-6 will be considered to have successfully completed its mission if it never has to be used in anger at all. This must surely be the way we should think of all Doomsday aircraft.
Bro, World War III will be the scariest. Well, of course it's going to be the scariest thing of all time. World War III, we won't even... Bro, me being in the UK, I have a very, 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 very slim chance of seeing the next day, bro. Like, World War III happens, if a nuclear bomb hits the UK, or well, obviously a few of them, bro, the whole island's gone. The whole island's gone, bro.
But what do you think?
I need my
Does
own
America
plane.
really need its Doomsday plane? If so, what do you think is the biggest current threat that might make the US use it? Let us know in the comments. And don't...
I think the planes are really cool, but I actually don't think America needs Doomsday planes. I actually don't think you do. Like, with your guys' locations and your defense that you have, I actually don't think you do. Maybe you have like a backup, like submarine or something. I don't know, bro. I don't think you actually do.
Don't forget to subscribe for more military analysis.
But that was a really good video, really interesting, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.